What is a bioresorbable stent? Bioresorbable stents, or BRS for short, represents the latest innovation in stent technology. BRS are made of polylactic acid, which is a naturally dissolvable material. This is different from traditional stents, which are made up of a metallic-based material. So why are these BRSs considered an innovation? Well, traditional stents such as the bare metal stent pictured on the right and drug-eluting stents were found to hinder surgical myocardial revascularization and physiological vessel remodeling. They also represent a permanent possible source of inflammation. BRS aim to fix these problems as they are set to dissolve within the vessel within 3 years, allowing for natural remodeling. We firmly believe that BRS should not replace current DES or even BMS devices at this time. We believe this because there are studies that show that BRS increases stent thrombosis as well as myocardial infarction and even fail to hold vessel structure throughout the treatment. We believe this because current DES technology offers superiority in multiple aspects compared to BRS technology. And ultimately, BRS devices need improvement before being released as a patient treatment option. Upon the release of the BRS, ABOT Vascular decided to conduct 4 completely randomized trials, comparing their BVS, which is the same as the BRS, with their metallic-based Excience drug-eluting stent. The trial tested a multitude of patients diagnosed with coronary artery disease and randomly assigned them to BVS or DES treatment. The primary efficacy outcome measure was target lesion failure, and the primary safety outcome measure was device thrombosis. In looking at the results of these trials, the short-term results actually favored the absorbed BVS over the DES, and the FDA actually approved for the use of the BVS in patient treatment. However, after analyzing the long-term results, concerns began to arise regarding the target lesion failure and the thrombosis rate. As you can see on the right, after about 3 years, the BVS had a higher TLF rate as well as a thrombosis rate than the DES. As a result of these concerns, ABOT Vascular released a recall on April 26, 2017. The recall was initiated because studies showed elevated rates of major adverse events, specifically myocardial infarction and scaffold thrombosis, when compared to patients treated with the drug-eluting stent. Shortly after, the FDA released the following statement, and on September 14, 2017, ABOT Vascular announced the discontinuation of the sale and production of their bioresorbable stents. The host-reduced Polytech ACS trial was the most recent trial testing approximately 3,400 patients. The trial showed that the biodegradable polymer stents had a higher rate of stenosis at 1 year compared to the non-biodegradable stents, looking at 6.4 versus 5.2%. In addition, the TLR rates alone were 1.8% versus 1% in favor of the non-biodegradable stents. Most MDs were disappointed in the hypothesis reached by this trial. Robert Ye, associate Harvard medical professor, even said that the main takeaway from this study is that if it's not showing a harm signal for biodegradable polymer DES, it is certainly not showing a benefit. So the question is, what is the place of this line of technologies if at the very least we can't demonstrate a substantial benefit over non-biodegradable stents? In an effort to see why these bioresorbable stents were failing, a team of researchers from MIT set out to conduct a study. They concluded that on a microscopic level, polymer stents have a heterogeneous structure that eventually leads to structural collapse. This is because the non-uniform degradation will cause certain locations to degrade faster. It will promote large deformations, potentially causing flow disruption. In conclusion, there is not enough evidence to support BRS as an effective patient treatment option. Current DES technology offers superiority in the long term over BRS, and ultimately, BRS needs much improvement before being released to the public.